Hello, we're going to be talking about simplifying expressions. So in this case now we have looked at how do we combine like terms and some different properties. And so now we want to put it all together and give ourselves some practice. So let's look at some examples on how we can simplify expressions. So the first example says simplify. And it says 15 plus 6 times the quantity x plus 1. So first and foremost, we look at the parentheses. So we kind of follow PEMDAS, but again, we have some variables in here, so sometimes we can't combine things. So we look at the parentheses, x plus 1. Cannot combine those. Those are not like terms. So we keep moving on. We don't have any exponents, but we have multiplication because the 6 is next to those parentheses. It means multiply. What we do see more importantly is this is the distributive property. And so I have to multiply that 6. So it's going to be 6 times the x and 6 times the 1, just to remind ourselves about the distributive property. And so 6 times x is 6x, and 6 times the 1 is 6. And don't forget we have a 15 hanging out over here. And then next we look for any like terms, and we realize that the 15 and the 6 are like terms. So we have to add those together. If you need to use a calculator, that's totally fine. 15 plus 6 is 21. And so we have 21 plus 6x. Or if you wrote it as 6x plus 21, either way, same answer, and it's good. Next example says simplify 10 plus 4 times the quantity x plus 1 plus 5. So we see those parentheses. Hopefully we're noticing that it's a distributive property right there. 4 times the x and the 4 times the 1. So the 10's hanging out there. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times 1 is 4. And the 5 is going to stay hanging out there. And again, we're going to look for any like terms. So we notice the 10, the 4, and the 5 are all alike. So order of operations and all addition means we're going left to right. So 10 plus 4 is 14. 14 plus 5 is 19. So the 4x is still there, but now we've combined the 10, 4, and 5, and we get 19. Next example, simplify 7 times the quantity b plus 3 plus 2b. So we see distributive property there. We'll multiply the 7. So it's 7 times the b plus the 7 times the 3. So we have 7b plus 7 times 3 is 21. And then plus the 2b that was part of the original problem. Looking for like terms, the b terms are alike. 7b plus 2b gives us 9b. And the 21 is still there. And so there's our answer. Next example, simplify. This one says 2 times the quantity x plus y plus 3 times the quantity x plus y. All right, so in this case, we see the distributive property. We actually see it twice. So on this one, we're going to multiply the 2 to each one. So it's 2 times the x and 2 times the y. And over here, we're going to have the 3 times the x and 3 times the y. So let's go ahead and do those multiplications. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times y is 2y. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times y is 3y. So let's look for any like terms here. So x's are like, y's are like. 2x plus 3x is 5x. And then 2y plus 3y is 5y. And there's our final answer. Last example says simplify. And it says 18 minus 2 times x plus x minus 5 in the bracket. We have a lot of parentheses in here, which is totally fine. We go to the innermost parentheses first and foremost. So we can't do anything with the x minus 5. There's nothing outside there. Technically there's a 1, but 1 times anything is itself. So on the inside of these brackets, realistically we can drop those parentheses. There's nothing much we can do with it. And so it will stay looking like so. All right, so now the 2 is on the outside of there, but we want to simplify anything we can. So x plus x can be simplified. So we have 18 minus 2, x plus x. Remember there's a 1 in front of each one, so that's 2x minus 5. Now we can go and distribute this for sure. The 2 multiplied to each one. So it's 2 times 2x minus 2 times 5. And so 2 times 2x is 4x. And 2 times 5 is 10. And now we look for like terms. Notice that we take the sign in front of the other terms. So over here, looking at it, we have 18 minus 10. So we've been dealing with pluses up to now, but here's a minus. So 18 minus 10 gives us 8. So our final answer is negative 4x minus 8. That's it for this video. As you do your lesson, if you have any questions, make sure to ask your teacher. Have a great day.